one looks gone. This one looks gone. This one is gone. These ones are on their way. This one's almost dead. I just saw them yesterday when I was playing with Daniel.
Oh.
Uh-oh, I'm not getting any water.
Well, so today we have a little bit of time to dig up the, this is Monet Sky. It's a bluish iris color. And it was planted in the ground and it's overcrowded. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dig it up. However, here we have Island Breeze. This iris was was new to our garden. So what happened is we planted in the pot to make sure to give it enough nutrients for it to grow. And when the pot at the bottom here, when you see that the roots are coming out like so, you wanted to put it in the ground. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig up the Monet Sky, and then what I'm gonna plan to do is I'm gonna put this iris into the ground. I can keep it into the pot until spring or early spring to put this iris into the ground, and that way it can grow and be more successful in the ground. But as of right now, it's very happy. It's very, very happy in a pot. And this is like a 1 gallon pot. It's not a very big pot, but basically that's exactly what I do with all my irises that we have. And we have gotten a lot of response to the blue Monet Sky. Everyone wants to buy 1 or 2 irises of it, but the problem is, as you can see, I don't have a lot to share. And the iris here, this one is doing great. It is not as big. It's not as big, but it's a beautiful rhizome and it's doing great. So I only have a few, but I will make it work by the fact that there are other people that have Monet Sky too, or yeah, Monet Sky. So when you dig them out, as you can see here, this rhizomes is doing fantastic. It broke apart, but it had 2 offspring, so this is doing fantastic. Here's this one. This is the mother rhizomes with 2 babies, and we have one here that broke off from an original plant, and we have the mother rhizomes with 2 babies right here. This one is the one I am going to keep, or this one I'm gonna have to give this to my mother-in-law with the mother rhizomes here too. So when you dig them out, you don't want to damage them because it's kind of difficult. You don't want to dig into the rhizome and hurt the irises. So there we go. and it's getting very cold and chilly here, so I have to make my time worth in the garden, and it get dark so early as well. So this is the Monet sky. This is, it's so beautiful. Go through, make sure that the soil is fertile and nice, and then you also want to put chicken manure, steer manure, all the manures that you can to ensure that they are healthy. And then next year you can plant some more irises in this little patch. So let me go get a scissor and I'm gonna start cutting them. This is super cute. It's so cute. I love it. Okay. So when you start to clean the iris, you want to cut the root, and you wanted to cut it like so. And that's one rhizome, and I'm just gonna let this air out and dry. Cut the roots nicely, diagonally cutting it like so, and clean it out a little like that. I'm gonna take the dead leaf out, trim, 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 cut it diagonally, upward, turn it into like a little triangle like. And trim upward and downward like so. Trim, 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 giving it a manicure cut. Smaller rhizomes. I like smaller rhizomes. I don't know why, but I love it. I just think it's easy, it's cute, and this one is a healthy one. Trim, trim, trim. So these one are what is called is dry roots. You can actually take these dry roots out. These are old roots, so you keep the wet roots. The dry roots are normally on the mother rhizomes. So this is two offspring. This is the mother rhizomes, and so the mother rhizome generally will die out, and then the baby, so this one is the mother rhizome. This mother rhizomes produced this rhizome. This rhizome bloomed last year, so it produced two offspring here. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut. Generally, this rhizome is gonna die off. It will not produce any more offspring. So as you can see, it is dying off here, and it's not, there is no, at the bottom, there is no roots. So that's how you can tell if someone send you this is trash. and also this rhizome here, they will not bloom again. The only two rhizome that's gonna bloom again is the two offspring here. And so if someone sent you this rhizome here, that's dead. There's no more life into it. There's no more blooming. The two that are gonna bloom are the tiny baby ones here that the mother rhizome produced, which is number 1 and number 2. But that's how you can tell. You can actually break this off and save you time. You can actually break this off and break this off, but I don't know. This actually support these two babies because they're so tiny. I don't want to do anything to disturb them. They're just barely having leaves. So that is how you can tell which rhizomes is good, which rhizomes is bad. This one here, I don't know if this is gonna produce anything. I'm just gonna stick it in my yard to see if it does anything. High likely it might, because here is a increase right here, but it does need a lot of support. So this is gonna go into a pot, a 1-gallon pot, and hopefully it takes roots and it will grow. Thanks for watching. I hope it helps. But as you can see, I do have a limited amount of the blue iris because it did not produce as much as all the other irises that I have. And some of the irises that I have, I actually did bought them just like these one here, the Island Breeze. So the newer iris that I just bought, I only have 1 rhizomes of. I would generally put them in a pot, keep it protected, make sure that it grows healthy and fine. And then in the early spring, I would then put them in the ground. Once I put them in the ground, they will then produce and flower for me. So I suggest if you receive irises from me or from any grower or from any garden, put them in a pot, keep them next to the house, away from the weather, away from the frost, away from all the things that could harm them. And then once they grow like this, then you can put them directly in the ground, because you don't know what viruses they may carry, what bacteria they may have, and whether or not they're going to be able to survive or acclimate to your soil. So you want to make sure that you give them a head start first before you put them in the ground. That way it will help the iris out. Now you can put these here just so they become fertilizers and you know, whatever. Or you can clean it up and put it in the garbage can or the green bin. But I'm just gonna leave it there because I gotta go inside and cook dinner now. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, a message. And I just realized that I cut the leaf of this iris by accident. Oh well, oops. So let me know if you have any questions. I have plenty purple ones to share because the lady, I had some of my iris taken from me from my porch, and one of the lady messaged me and say, hey, come over, I'll dig up my soul sister for you. And she basically gave me a whole bunch of soul sister because she didn't want me to feel sad about someone taking my iris from my porch. But it was nice of her, and I really do appreciate it. But basically that's where I got the soul sister, and I have a lot left. So if you want any soul sister, which is the purple iris, let me know.